Hi, this is Craig Tuner with Oakland Couples Counseling. I'm here today to explain a model by a man named John Eisman that I think is really useful in helping couples understand what happens when they fight. First part of the model understands what's called the organic self. Now, the organic self is similar to an authentic self. There are some differences, and the main thing to know about it is it has two principles. First is the individuation principle. And the individuation principle is simply stating that when we're born, when we come into this world, there's this unique expression of self that wants to come forward. So there's only going to be one Craig that comes forward in this world, and there's only going to be one you that comes forward in this world. The second principle, which is important to the couple's dynamic, is the lovingness principle. Now, the lovingness principle is stating that at our very basic nature, at our core, we are loving beings that want to connect. It's why we couple in the first place. It's why family is important. It's why we create community. Another aspect of the organic self is it has what's called the organic wish. The organic wish is just the next desire that the organic self wants to pursue, whether it be a biological desire or an emotional desire or an intellectual desire. What happens in life, though, is our wishes often hit walls, whether it be by our parents' wounding or culture or some other circumstance that affects our relationship to things. At a young age, the organic self doesn't know how to deal with its wishes hitting walls, so it does what John calls fragmentation, and it's going to do so on two levels. On the first level, we're going to create a hurt self. And the hurt self is the part of us that feels wounded. In couples, it often feels inadequate or not good enough. At the same time, the organic wish never goes away. So we can develop what's called the spirit in exile. And the spirit in exile longs for what the organic wish wished for. However, it does so from a place of lack. Now, longing from a place of lack and feeling this hurt and this inadequacy are two intolerable states to stay in. So we develop that second layer of fragmentation to help us deal with the first layer. The hurt self is going to create what's called the strategic self. And the strategic self's job is to protect us from feeling the pain of the hurt self. So for instance, if we have a wound around our needs not getting met, a strategic self we could develop is, well, I just don't have needs, and I certainly don't need you. The spirit in exile, on the other hand, creates this warrior self called the survivor self. And the survivor self's job is to fight for whatever the spirit in exile longs for. Now here's what happens in couples. And I'm just going to start here because it's the easiest place to start, but it actually is happening simultaneously. Something's going to happen, and this person over here is going to start to feel some form of disconnection. In that disconnection, they're going to feel this sense of loneliness. They're going to develop a survivor self that's going to fight for the connection. Unfortunately, the survivor self often has qualities of demand, criticisms, and complaints. So as this person starts getting critical and demanding of attention, and telling this person what to do and what they're not doing, this person starts to get triggered and go into their hurt self. They start to feel controlled, or they start to feel like they're not good enough for their partner. To protect themselves from this pain, they create this strategic self. In couples, this typically looks like either a withdrawal or a defensiveness. Problem is when this person withdraws or gets defensive, this person feels more abandoned. They feel more lonely, and they feel more pain and anxiety about that. So they step up their fight. As they step up their fight, this person feels more attacked and more inadequate. So they're going to get more and more defensive and more withdrawn. And the cycle is going to keep going round and round and round and getting worse and worse and worse. Okay, so what do you do about the argument? The first step is you need to slow things down and get that whatever the topic is that you're arguing about, it's not the real issue at hand. What's really going on is that you're going to have some combination of a survivor self and a strategic self arguing with one another. And when that happens, no one's going to feel heard, no one's going to feel understood, and that conversation is going to go nowhere. If you can then map out which role you're playing and which role your partner's playing, it will point you back to that first level of fragmentation, and you can start to share the feelings of loneliness, the feelings of being controlled, the feelings of being inadequate, the feelings of being not lovable, the feelings of not being considered. All right? These are much softer emotions to talk about, and then they point back to the love needs that are at hand. Right? The need to feel connected, the need to feel accepted, the need to feel safe, the need to feel important, the need to feel like I can depend on you. Once you can shift and take care of those love needs, then you can go back and start addressing whatever the topic was that you were talking about, but this time from a place of being lovers as opposed to being enemies. If you'd like more information about dynamics between couples, feel free to visit my blog at www.oaklandcouplescounseling.com and stay tuned for more videos to come. Thank you.